Got a little bit closer to the river here. I'm standing on a bit of sediment. It is, yeah, a bit shaky. Yeah, lovely sun coming through, and it doesn't normally flow this wide, and it must have come a lot wider, because if I turn around, this sediment is maybe 10 meters, 15 meters from where the water is flowing now. So yeah, and it's very muddy. Probably gonna have to wash these dogs when I get home, and myself. Yeah, quite a bit of damage here. This is trees that have been, I wouldn't say washed over, but I think the soil has been washed from underneath them and they've just simply collapsed. But this little furrow that you see here is about 20 meters above where the water is currently flowing. So it caused quite a bit of problem, damage. Coming up to a nice pool where the water is flowing a little bit more gently, and see if I can get to the other side. I'm going to have to crawl underneath this bush over here that has fallen across the path. We'll see how that goes and take it from there. Okay, couldn't get through there. Taking a bit of a detour up towards the top of the hill, then I will hit a right and see if I can get down to the river a little bit further up. Heading up to the main sort of cheap path. Once again, pretty rocky, a little bit rutted, but pretty much same as it's always been. And yeah, okay, back on the Jeep track at the top, heading sort of in the direction of the pump house, and then hopefully be able to make way down back to the river and pick it up from there. A bit of standing water here, but nothing really out of the normal. Well used track, this by mountain bikers to access the rest of the trails. Recreational walkers, dog walkers like myself, and also a bit of a thoroughfare from one side of the valley to the other for foot pedestrians. And I would imagine originally this track would be to keep an eye on the stormwater drains, and the stormwater part of Port Elizabeth stormwater is directed through the valley, and the way of accessing all of those should something go wrong for maintenance. Nice little cutting through the rock here on the left. Dogs in the element here, out in nature. Yeah, some water heading down from the sort of, maybe call it the valley sort of plateau, or the sort of, I don't know what you call it, maybe the sort of interfluve or the highway area between the Kabiga River, and here it's flowing across the sort of off the plateau down, way down here into the Baakens River, which hopefully we'll get to shortly. Okay, came across this little path to the right here. I think it's a little rocky downhill. It's before the pump house. Pump house is still in that direction, but I'm going to take a turn down here and hopefully try and join up somewhere near the river where there was that tree slash bush vegetation that I couldn't get through. So let's go down this little rocky downhill here and catch up with the river at the bottom, hopefully. Okay, bottom of that rocky track around here. Going to hit a right and see if I can find a place where I can see the river. Again, nice and shaded down here, and yeah, not too far. River's probably about 20 meters to my left, but a lot quieter up here, so hopefully I'll be able to see a bit of it and pick it up from there. Okay, so this is that bush that blocked my way, or is it? Let me see if I can get around this tree that's fallen down, maybe even further. No, this is it. So pretty much that's where I stopped earlier, and I'm now going to pick it up and head upstream up the Baakens River from this point over here. And you can see there's a lot of vegetation that's either been washed down the river, but I think most of it is actually just as the banks have been eaten away, the trees have just fallen over and vegetation has fallen over into the river. Okay, let's see if I can get a bit closer to the river, but it's upstream from here, and dogs are still with me. Luckily there's lots of water for them to drink in the river. I'm sure it's clean enough at the moment with all the excess rain that has gone into it. Beautiful shaded area here ahead. Lots more vegetation to walk through on the side of the valley. And definitely more bird life. Okay, so that is looking over the river, and I think just slightly further up, there is or was a bridge access point to get to that side of the river and make your way up to the back of the lakeside suburb. But let's see, I don't think those bridges are going to be there anymore, but let's go have a look. Yep, as suspected, yeah, there was a bridge here, I do believe, and no longer. So maybe there's some other access points further up as we go. Approaching an interesting little, it almost looks like a man-made here, channel of water coming down from the left to the right, but not sure what it's definitely a lot of some concrete and cement there, and a good place to clean my shoes. Yeah, we've come to a bit of a fork in the trail here. I'm going to take the left fork. I think it's a bit easier, and then when I get to the top I'll show you the view from the top and hopefully down onto the river, which we can make our way down to through an alternative route. Now this is a route I never knew existed. I discovered it a couple of weeks ago, riding around on my motorbike, those aren't allowed here, my mountain bike. And lo and behold, I took a a path I didn't know, always very exciting, and came down here, and it was actually pretty much smooth sailing all the way down to the bottom. But I can see now that it's definitely has less soil and more exposed rock in places, which tells me that there was a bit of wash away here. This section, however, if you have a look at the vegetation around here, surely had something to do with the fact that there's not much wash away here, and if we could maybe have a bit more vegetation covering paths if possible, and paths that possibly weren't as steep and followed the contours wherever possible, we wouldn't have that much silt finding its way into this river system. Lovely little shady area here. Yeah, really a lovely place to have a walk. Take a little look to the left here. This is quite a steep area here, where it looks like the water that I showed you at that little concrete place earlier, it finds its way down this little gully, and this all looks pretty much like it has always been here. There's nothing man-made about this. Okay, let's head back up, follow the hounds, and get to the top of this little section. Beautiful. Yeah, took a left here, we'll go up to the pump house, we'll come back this way, and I'm going to take a right down that rocky area that I spoke about a little bit earlier. Some nice views of across the valley there, and yeah, not a place to ride a bicycle, I don't think, certainly not me, but yeah, some nice scenery once we get there. Okay, if I had to hit a hook left here, which I will do shortly, that's hopefully going to take us down to the river, but I just want to go right at this point and have a look at some of the views that are worth seeing. Okay, so there's a glimpse of the river flowing from left to right, and then this is where it's a little bit rockier, and hopefully the dogs behave themselves, but really some lovely vantage points from here. If we have a look over there, that looks like the back of, I would imagine, Glen Herd, if everything's, if I got my bearings. And as I pan to the right, we're looking at, that would be probably Linkside, and then heading further down the valley to the end of Linkside, and heading into the Mill Park region. Okay, right, I'm going to start heading down this little hill over here. I'm not going to go all the way. Actually, you know what? I will go all the way. And hit a left at the bottom, or otherwise just come straight back up here. But I won't bore you with any of that. Came back up that rocky downhill, and then what I didn't show you is, if we can just go back, that is the back of yeah, let's call it Glen Herd, top of Linkside, and then when we get to the other side of the valley over there, that is Mangold Park Warmer Downs area, not 100% sure, but everything that you're seeing there is now on the, say, the Warmer Park shopping centre side of the valley. Okay, let's try it down to the water. Okay, we're back at this little intersection. I'm now going to, I turned right to show you those views. I'm now going to go left down here, and with a bit of luck this should take us back to the edge of the river and see how far or how close we can get to the 3rd Avenue dip. I don't think it's going to be able to make it all the way, and then do some more detours, and we'll finish all of this when we get to the view of the 3rd Avenue. Oh, sorry, my finger was in the way. When we get to a view of the 3rd Avenue dip, we will call it a day. Some steepish stairs to navigate. It's not a problem for Russell, but I think for me, I'll take a little bit more slowly. And the little girl, Livy, she is behind me. Very cautious, not like this kamikaze pilot in front of me. Okay, come to a little bit of a crossing here. This is not the Baakens River, believe it or not, but this is some runoff from the sort of Mangold Park side of the valley, and is coming down this little area here, but this is not the main river. Just having a look at this, I don't think I'll be able to get across here, but I'll have a look. I've got the dogs with me, but it should be quite... No, I should be able to make it over here. I'll just pick the doggies up, and then we can take it from there. Actually, I'm just going to walk across, and they can, I'm sure they'll follow me. Let's go. Come, walkies. Come get it. Here we go. Overprotective daddy. Anyway, safe and sound. Let's head on. Right, this is very interesting. I've just crossed that little stream. If you were paying attention, it was flowing from left to right. I've crossed the stream. I've hit another dead end. But when I look at the stream flow, this is flowing from left to right. So I'm a little bit confused here, but these are obviously two little streams that have found their way down to the river. I'm thinking this little one here could have overflowed from the Baakens River, which is, I can see flowing in the distance over there. But yeah, a lot of water just joining and probably flowing, not flowing where it normally would follow, but flooding everywhere. Okay, back up the steps. Let's get to the pump station, hit a right at the pump station, and see if we can somehow get down to the main Baakens River. Okay, at the pump house. Not sure what it controls. I think it's just storm water. I'm not sure if it's sewage as well, but very quiet. Normally this place is working overtime. You can hear the engines and the pumps running. Yeah, so let's just have a quick look at what is going on here. Very quiet, I don't see any water running. Okay, and then there is a little okay, do not enter. quite happy with that arrangement. There's a couple of trails coming down from the warmer side, and we're going to head off along this jeep track again until hopefully you can hit a right and find way down to the river for another go and see if we can get a bit closer. Still on the jeep path here. I'll keep quiet for a while. Strong, quite a loud sound of flowing water, which is not the river. I'm thinking there's a storm water outlet or something just around this corner, and that is what is causing that runoff that I crossed with the dogs earlier. Okay, here's a culvert. I think this could be it. This culvert is coming from sort of Mangold Parkside, Warmer Downs, and yeah, that's the noise. A sort of a little man-made waterfall type thing here, which looks like there's been a bit of stuff washed away. I don't want to get too close here, but it appears that it's not flowing under it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a some damage here, and I'm not sure where all of this water comes from, but the suburbs above. Anyway, right, gonna find a little turn off to the right here and head down in the direction of the river and see what happens down there. Approaching the bottom, and I'm going to go downstream here, hit a right and see if I can find anything there, and then I'll come back this way and take the left fork. Heading downstream. Hopefully I'm going to turn off somewhere to the left here and get a closer look at the river. Let's see what we find. It's another part of the valley that I have never really got to. I don't know why, because it's beautiful and quiet, less traffic, and yeah, nice and peaceful. There we go. Yeah, getting quite watery here. Keep going for a while, but I'm possibly going to have to turn around at some point. Depending on where this next little body of water ends up. Okay, looks like the dogs are pretty keen, so let's take a walk, and hopefully at some point there will be a little turn off to the left here. Russell's leading the way. I'm not sure how deep it is, but happy days. Keep going, boy. Copy. Go. Nearly there. There's a turn off there to the left. Come, boy. Swim, boy. Swim. Come on. Right, I think there's a turn to the left here, but it looks like it is probably going to be a dead end. Yeah, lots of silt. And I think we may be at the Baakens River. There we go. Let me just get this as a reference. River crossing. Yeah, that is the Baakens River flowing ahead of us here, and you can see that the silt has probably been washed up, and yeah, right. So there we have it. It's worth the walk. Let's head back up this way, and one more detour, maybe to, who knows. I'm not sure who's having more fun here, me or the dogs. Yeah, that's where we came down earlier and hit a right. We're gonna now hit a left as we would have come down there and see what lies ahead. It's pretty much as far as we're gonna get, I think. Maybe have to make our way back up to the main jeep track to try and access the 3rd Avenue dip region. I don't know if I can get there from here, but let's see what unfolds. Yeah, a little bridge here heading down, so a place that is used. Probably don't know walkers, mountain bikers, but let's take a little walk down here and see what transpires. A lot of silt lying around here. There must have been a big flow down this way at some point. We are clearly heading in the right direction of the Baakens River, and hopefully it will be around the corner here soon. Yep. Keep going. Yo, we're gonna go, yeah boy, again. It's the main road, let's keep heading. Appears to be another dead end. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day in this direction, and I'm gonna head back up to the main drag, and then we can get to 3rd Avenue dip. Okay, back at the main jeep track here. That was quite interesting down that way. Gonna head to right, heading towards 3rd Avenue dip. And then hopefully shortly around this corner there's a little turn off which will take us to a nice view of the dip without actually getting onto the road. Okay, so what you see ahead of you there is the entrance to the side of the valley. It's sort of from the intersection of Dorothy and Gordon roads, sorry, not Dorothy and Gordon, Dorothy and Norman roads or streets, I'm not too sure. And then it ends up in a bit of a concrete apron there leading into the valley. And we are going to, so there it is, the top there. We're going to hit a right if we can, just onto the apron over here, and hopefully head through the bush and find a path and then get to the nice view of 3rd Avenue dip. Yeah, clearly a lot of runoff into this little section over here. These sort of urban areas, all the tar and everything. And I'm going to pause it right there because we've got a massive fall off of the road and the, I don't know how to explain this really, but going to have to navigate this one pretty slowly, if at all. Russell, hold it there, boy. Okay, no, there's some sort of stormwater, a big pipe or something down there, so this is clearly, I'm going to get across here. Hopefully the dogs are heavy enough, not too heavy. Okay, we're over. Okay, wow, okay, so I can see lots of water just flowing out of the river, sorry, out of the urban areas and finding their way down into the valley. Clearly a lot. I haven't seen this before, ever in fact, over here. So, well, that's pretty devastating. Some work to be done in this area of the valley. Alright, let's continue. A bit mushy here, but hopefully there's nothing like remotely like that before we get to the end of this journey. Okay, back on track. Well, I think that was a little bit irresponsible to be going around that, but curiosity got the best of me. But maybe next time find another way of getting to my destination. Once we're on the road, we won't certainly be coming back this way. We will find a much easier road home, and with less of that. Heading up towards 3rd Avenue dip. On my left is the back of Mangold Park. Okay, and then if I pan to the left there, pan to the right, that would be the back of, I would say Glen Hurd. Yeah, that's the back of Glen Hurd. And just below that sort of cliff area there, that is where the Baakens River is flowing from left to right. Still walking upriver. Mangold Park on the left, valley down to my right. Baakens River should be in sight. Yeah, I don't know, it's a longer walk than I thought, but let's keep going. Somewhere down here in the trees, there's the 3rd Avenue dip. You can see some cars passing in the background. There we go. And if you can see those little towers there, that's all the equipment used to monitor the surveillance and that, to monitor whether the dip is open or closed. And clearly the dip is open because there are cars going in both directions, which is encouraging. Okay, let's see if we can get a little bit closer. This bridge looks like it's in pretty good nick and not much water flowing underneath it, which is good news. Stormwater runoff. Okay, there's a better view of traffic coming down from sort of Glenherd through the 3rd Avenue dip, which is behind these trees over here, and then up the other side to the other parts of Port Elizabeth. There's some glimpses of the Baakens River making its way down the valley, and hopefully can get to that bridge if I'm allowed to get that far. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, overlooking Glenherd, cars approaching from Glenherd, and then cars moving away, coming from other side of the 3rd Avenue dip. I'm going to do a bit of bundu bashing now and see if I can actually get down to that river crossing. No bundu bashing required. Found a little footpath which takes me down to the road, and hopefully get some footage of the Baakens River crossing the infamous 3rd Avenue dip. As you can see, proper road, very busy throughout the day really, but especially at peak hour, kind of bumper to bumper here. And if the Baakens River overflows the low-level bridge at the bottom, which I'll show you in a moment, it creates a bit of pandemonium here in the city, because to get from one side of the valley to the other, there are only so many places you can cross. This is one of them, and if it's closed, it diverts traffic in other areas to other areas and creates a little bit of pandemonium. Just crossed over from there. This looks like a bit of a water, to control the flow of water down this slope. It's next to the river, and seems to have done its job. The river hasn't no damage to the road as such. And let's head off down to the dip. Dogs are on a leash now, bit of traffic, and hard to believe that this was totally underwater for about 2.5-3 days. No vehicles could pass, and I don't think it'll take much more rain and it'll be over again. But I don't want to take any chances here. We'll have a look at the water flow under the bridge. It is it's flowing pretty strongly, and it's a low-level bridge. Water is supposed to come over it when there's a peak flow, and that is exactly what happened. And if I pan now, you look to the left, that is upstream Baakens River, and we're not going to go up there. It's enough for one day. Yeah, we've had a great time doing this, the dogs and I. If anyone ever gets to watch this, you've got a lot of patience, and but it's a nice way of capturing a day, which was a lot of fun.